It's hour 3 of the G-Bag Nation, and joining us now is Cowboys first-round pick CeeDee Lamb right here on your home of the Cowboys, 105.3 The Fan. Good afternoon, CeeDee. How the heck are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing good. Feeling good. How you doing?
Doing good, thanks. How's this month treated you since being drafted by the Cowboys? What's new since last we heard from you?
Really not much of a difference. Just trying to kind of get settled in, just trying to find a spot in Dallas, and just try to move, just try to take small steps going forward.
With the coronavirus stuff going on, what are you able to do? Like, have you met your teammates? Have you met Dak Prescott? How much are you able to do with your teammates?
Not really much, and no, I haven't really met any of my teammates. Obviously, due to this corona stuff, we kind of have to keep a distance away from each other. And then I feel like whenever everything is kind of slowing down and then we're able to go back to the facility, that's when I'll kind of see everybody out in the same setting. But other than that, it's been this. I've been affected, like personally myself, just by like this crucial time, just because obviously I like to work out and I play football and there's a lot of contact going on. So just being held captive and like contained is a very different type of deal.
Mm-hmm. CeeDee Lamb with us here on the Fan. What do you think has made you such a great football player up to this point, and how do you see that contributing to your transition to the pros now?
Just really accepting all criticism and just staying level-headed. I feel like that's got me up to this point and never really settling for anything. Always trying to find something to work on in my game, whether it's physical or mental aspect of it, but just try to always better myself.
So bettering yourself and the criticism, how does that come together? Being accepting of all the criticism, is that how you find the next thing for you to work on?
Yeah, definitely. Just trying to fill all the holes in my game, and like anything I feel like that's not my strong suit, definitely gonna emphasize on that a little more. Like as far as I don't know, it's just like any part of the game that I feel like I'm lacking at that point in time. I'm gonna do everything in my power to try to perfect my craft at that, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. And then it's like a domino effect.
So, CeeDee, I think that makes for a really natural follow-up. So Brian and I do the draft stuff for our radio station, the film watching and ranking the players and all that, and we're both really big fans of your tape, and you talk about the weaknesses, and that's one of the things I honestly struggled with you. Is like, all right, what's CeeDee Lamb's weakness? It's like, well, the catch radius is great, the hands are great, the after catch is great, he likes to block. What do you view as your weaknesses?
Just kind of being consistent in my routes, just playing at one speed and not really kind of switching it up. But just me being able to do that kind of gives the different variations of speed that I can go to, so it can kind of go hand in hand. And like I said, man, it's anything like the catch radius, it can always be better. Blocking can always be better. My corner has made a couple tackles on me, so. It's a lot. Like I said, you can always build. You can always build, no matter the foundation, no matter how good you've been up to this point. You can always be better.
CeeDee, you were, as Jeff was talking about, we were on draft night. We were watching things unfold there in the first rounds. We were on the radio, and it was like Jeff and I kept going on and on. It's like they won't take CeeDee Lamb. They won't take CeeDee Lamb. I mean, they're going to go linebacker here. And we were so excited when your name was actually picked, because like Jeff was talking about, you're our best wide receiver. What was all the, you were probably had an idea where you were going to go in the draft, and then it's kind of slid past that spot. What were your inside of you where it's like, hey, listen, did you start looking at teams? Did you think, well, hey, maybe the Cowboys, maybe this team, were you kind of like plotting some teams that you would maybe like to end up at?
Not really, because that process is very stressful, especially when you try to figure it out before it actually happens. I've thought about it a couple of times, just kind of trying to figure out what my future holds and like what's going to happen between the next couple of weeks before the draft, or the next couple of days, if you will. And then going into the draft, I was definitely nervous, not really knowing who's going to pick me up. But when pick 17 happened, my life definitely changed, and I can't wait. From the phone call to now, I'm still waiting to get to Dallas to play football in front of, the fans, for the team that I love, my brothers now. So it's going to be a fun ride.
CeeDee, let me ask you this. I don't want to get you in trouble or anything, but is there a little chip on your shoulder because you were the third wide receiver taken?
It's always a chip on my shoulder, but I wouldn't say that would be the reason. And I love the game of football. I'm gonna give it my all every play, every opportunity I get. And but there's definitely something you can look at, if you will. But that's not really the main reason. I'm going out there to play my best game.
All right, CeeDee, every question up to this point was just the fluff of the interview. Now we're getting down to the tough questions. I'm looking for the Zapruder film and the truth behind the jersey number. We talked to you after you were picked. You were going with number 10. Jerry said he was hopeful you'd wear 88. Did he force you to? Because we want you to look good, feel good, play good. Did you want to wear 10? How'd you get to 88? Take us through the process.
I had the option of picking 10 or 88, and then I picked 10, and then kind of going more in depth with the situation, just kind of understanding the tradition and then how much that number means to this organization, and then how much of a foundation that number holds itself, and then the great legends before me and what they've done with that number is kind of like, why not keep the tradition going? Obviously they didn't retire the number for a reason, so just try to keep the legacy of 88 going in Dallas.
Now, Jerry didn't pressure you, did he? Do we need to push back on Jerry?
Oh, no, not at all.
CeeDee Lamb here with us in the G-Bag Nation. How about the tradition of celebrations here in the NFL? Now, Dez had the throwing up the X. You going to keep that going? Are you working on some other stuff here for your rookie year? How are you with the TD celebration, CeeDee?
That's kind of more of an emotional part of the game. But the X is definitely Dez's stuff. And he, all respect to him, I'm definitely not going to do that, just because, he kind of started it. But it's honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just can't wait to get in there, though.
CeeDee, we talk about the history of the 88 jersey, and did any of the guys who wore it before you give you a call afterwards and kind of welcome you into the club, like Michael Irvin or Drew Pearson, somebody like that, Dez Bryant? Anybody call you up and say, hey, it's nice to have you as part of that 88 club?
Yeah, I called Mike Irvin literally right before everything kind of got announced, and we talked just about just the tradition and then the respect I have for him and that number, and just how much not really pressure, but how much of an edge he's given me while wearing that number, and how much of a dream that I have, or a goal that I need to chase. And that's just kind of a reminder. When I look down and I see 88, it's kind of a reminder. No matter where I look, when I see myself, I'm going to see number 88. It's going to always remind me of who wore it before me and the things that they've done with that jersey number. So therefore, I kind of just got to play my best foot forward and, just go out there and play my game.
Well, CeeDee, listen, we're all thrilled to have you in town. Congratulations on coming to the Cowboys, and hopefully we see you here before too long at training camp.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you.